Good morning, Rebecca. Thank you very much for joining me for the Women Who Make It Happen series.
Thank you. Good morning.
Would you like to tell the audience a little bit about your career journey to date?
Yeah, happy to. So I've worked in the insurance industry for almost 18 years now. Started off at RBS Insurance, then Direct Line, and we've moved into Aviva recently as well. I've done loads of different roles during that time. Started off unbelievably in the pricing team, which my colleagues will all laugh about because that's quite a technical area. Yeah. Then did some work designing products and innovating, launched a new product on a new system as well, and then typically run P&Ls within the insurance industry.
Okay, excellent. And so did you go in straight as a graduate?
Yes. Okay. As soon as I finished university, I was actually working at a car dealership as the receptionist and almost became a salesperson. I quite liked the new cars and the excitement of all of that, but actually fell into the financial services industry, trying to find a job, a graduate role, and landed at RBS Insurance as it was back then.
Excellent. And how have you found it over the years in terms of diversity around mentors or people that you were aspiring to?
Yeah, when I started, there was not a lot of females around.
Yeah.
To be honest, I didn't notice it. It's become more of a thing now. But at the time, I was surrounded by male colleagues.
Yes.
And when I looked at more senior functions, more senior roles, there weren't many women around. That's really changed over time. I've never felt in the organisations that I've worked in that being a female would stop me from progressing if I wanted to. But I didn't see that many role models back then. And so it's hard to imagine yourself doing a really big leadership role when you can't see any big leaders that are females.
Yes.
Over time, it has been brilliant. I've been lucky enough to work under 2 female CEOs. The chairwoman at Direct Line was a female, and that was for around 5 years as well. And I've had reporting lines right up to CEO that have been all females, so plenty of role models in recent times.
Excellent. And so your first leadership role, how did you get into that?
Definitely by accident. I couldn't imagine myself when I was younger doing some of the big roles that I've done in recent times. I didn't have a planned out career path. I didn't have a milestone or anything like that I wanted to hit. But I have always sort of had real strong accountability for whatever I've been doing. I've always wanted to make a success of things. I really enjoy being in a team and everyone playing their part in that. And I think if you've got some of those qualities, you almost naturally fall into those leadership type positions by accident, really.
Yeah.
I've changed roles a lot. I've moved across the organisation, and in my early career, I was probably doing something new, maybe every 1 or 2 years.
Oh, okay.
That meant that I had a lot of sponsors and mentors across the group, across the industry as well.
Yeah.
So I always had people looking out for me if ever roles came up. But equally, I worked with a lot of different people, a lot of different disciplines, and that really helped me see what good looks like and some of the sorts of traits and qualities that I would like to embody while I was working as well. So that was quite good to just have all those different types of experiences. Then when you are in a leadership role, you've got lots of different things that have happened throughout your career that sort of stand you in really good stead to cope with all the things that being a leader might throw at you.
Yeah, lots of changes.
Yes, lots of changes and often fires to put out, but that's what makes the job exciting as well.
And how do you cope with the fires? How do you tend to corral your team and lead them through the difficult times?
It's always really important to remember why you exist, really, why you're doing your job and what your purpose is. And I think that really helps us get through the tough times. So what are we here to do? when you work in an insurance organisation, that is to be there for people when things have gone wrong. And so if you always remember that's your purpose, even when things maybe don't go right in the organisation, you've still got a really important job to do. So you've sort of got to dust yourself down and focus on the future, not on the past, and fixing things as well.
Like that. That's good.
My mum also used to be an A&E nurse.
Oh, wow.
And so if ever I rang her and said, oh, something dreadful's happened today at work, she says, well, did anybody come in on a stretcher and need resuscitating? And I said, well, no, that didn't happen, Mum. Yeah. So that was always quite grounding. And I think we've got to remember that as well. When you work in financial services, you do a really important job in looking after UK consumers. But really, when something goes wrong, it's not life or death.
No.
So you've got to maintain some perspective as well.
Good mum then.
Yeah.
Keep you grounded when you've had a bad day.
Yes, remember that.
And have there been any specific role models that you've followed or adapted that styles to over the years?
Yeah, there've been lots.
Yeah.
I think the theme for my female role models has been tough Yorkshire birds. Yes. So it starts with my grandma, and she was pregnant with my mum at 17. She ended up going on to be the managing director of her own business.
Oh, wow.
She had 3 children in total, very young age, and just sort of got on with life, got on with it, never moaned. Again, she can see a bigger picture. It's never that bad. You'll find a way through it. And quite steely and really honest as well. That's been a really important quality.
Yeah.
The chairwoman I talked about for Direct Line Group, Danuta, she's sort of that ilk as well. And so she can be really kind, but also really firm and very honest and down to earth as well, which makes her an approachable leader and somebody that you can trust and rely on, but also know when things aren't quite right and that you need to do something about that as well. Excellent.
Any male role models as well? Or?
Yeah, definitely. Just as many. I've got old bosses who've been brilliant. They've seen the best in people and really seen how to bring out the best in people. And that's something that I feel is a really important part of my role as well. Everybody's different. Yeah. But the best thing you can do as a leader is create that space for them to be brilliant. And it's not a one size fits all. No. And so some of the male role models I've seen them be strategic about where they put people, what they expect of people, how they give individuals feedback. And it just really helps people thrive, which has been brilliant.
And you've taken that on board and adapted your own style out of that.
Yes, I love to steal all the best bits and make them my own.
Absolutely. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not learn for other people that are being just as successful?
Yeah, definitely.
So that's really good thing to do. So I remember when we spoke before, you were telling me about a challenging time when an opportunity had arisen. Perhaps you can tell the viewers a bit about your jump into an MD role.
Yeah, I'd just come back from maternity leave.
Yeah.
And that's normally a time where you might decide, do you know what, I'm going to take a bit of a back seat. I'm not getting a full night's sleep. I'm still changing nappies. Now is not the right time.
Yes.
But one of those brilliant male role models I talked about called me up and said, I've got a job for you. It's 3 months. I think it's your dream job. And it was.
Yeah.
What do you think? And without even hesitating, I said yes.
Yes.
I knew it'd be really hard. I knew I'd have a big balance to strike at home. But I'd also made a decision to go back to work.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that when I'm at home, I give that 110%. But when I'm at work, I'm not at home. So I might as well give that 110% and be the best that I can be.
And how did you find that time juggling everything? What worked for you?
The presence.
Yeah.
So being really present at home and unapologetically putting my phone in a cupboard and anything urgent. There was never anything that urgent. But if it was, I could come back to it once the baby was in bed or almost in bed. And then when I was at work, making sure that I had brilliant childcare. My husband split everything 50-50 as well.
Yeah.
And that meant while I was at work, I could really focus
Yes.
on that and not try and do half of both at the same time. It was really important for me to get my head down and concentrate. And I can see how easy it is to let your mind drift or think about what if and feel guilty either side. But I've really snapped myself out of doing that.
Yes.
Because I think that's really important. When you're doing something, give it your all.
Absolutely. I think that's quite key nowadays, isn't it? Because most people work and have a family.
Yeah.
And it's that balance.
Yeah.
And I think being present in whatever you're doing at that moment in time is quite important.
It is.
And hopefully something that some of the younger members who want to aspire to being leaders take on board, because you have to get that balance right.
Yeah.
You have to get that balance right.
One thing I have observed is when people are thinking about that next promotion, and they might be thinking about doing something outside of work, they might have caring responsibilities, they might be thinking about starting a family, people sometimes stop themselves before they've even started the other thing that might get in the way.
Yes.
And I'd urge everybody to just keep everything completely separate.
Yeah.
Do what you want to do at work, do what you want to do outside of work, and don't let one limit the other. Because if you've got, 8 hours a day at work, it might as well be doing what you're really going to love.
Yeah.
And not making any compromises. Because I found I haven't needed to make the compromises,
which is brilliant,
by just being focused and not creating limiting factors that actually didn't exist.
Yes, yeah. Because a lot of people, when they come back from maternity leave, would think, I'm going to
take a step back.
Yeah, take a step back or be more steady, and so I can cope with the two. But if you box off the two different times and focus on them and be in the present, then it can be done.
Definitely.
But obviously you need the support. Everybody needs the support to help
you
do
definitely
that.
do. Things need to be 50-50.
Yeah.
And it's not always been easy. When my husband had a job in the city in London, we were both commuting, and something might happen at nursery and we would be, discussing whose meeting was most important. It's not all perfect. Negotiation with your husband as well as people at work, not always ideal.
No.
But I think we both could recognise it's not always going to be plain sailing.
No.
We made compromises, and that's been really important.
Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. So, Rebecca, how do you encourage women in your team to take on leadership roles or grow in your organisation?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm surrounded by so many brilliant female leaders and colleagues, and male ones as well. Often I might see people holding back a little bit and not taking up space. And I've been there myself, so I can see when it's happening.
Yes.
We just need to push women into the limelight a little bit more. And so what I'll often do is, if I know there's something somebody can contribute to, or there's something that maybe puts somebody a little bit outside of their comfort zone, but I know they'll be brilliant, I absolutely encourage people to step forward as well.
Brilliant.
Sometimes I can see in conversations, you might have some women that are less likely to contribute, but I know they've got something really amazing to add. So I think for each other, it's really important we bring everybody in the room. If somebody's a bit quieter, or it might not be their comfort zone to speak out in a large audience, sometimes being invited in is just that little nudge
to
that
help
people
them.
need.
Oh, that's really nice. I think that's what we need, don't we? As not necessarily as women, as people in general. I think as a leader, to be a good leader, you need to encourage and support your team, and that people do need nudging, or they need that stretch that perhaps they don't know at the time. But it's nice that you recognise it and you give that back as well.
It's really good. We've got such a multidisciplined team that we've got so many opinions, and the worst thing is we don't get those opinions out there and then and in the room, and people to have left something saying, oh, I wish I'd have contributed with that, or do it after the event. And you want to make sure that people have the chance to share their expertise. So often they're really grateful for you bringing them in and giving them that opportunity as well.
Brilliant. Now you'll be the person that they want to aspire to.
I hope so, but imposter syndrome sometimes gets in the way of thinking like that.
Yes, that's another thing that women are very good at imposter syndrome, but they really shouldn't be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
How do you combat that?
A lot of self-talk.
Yes.
I had some amazing advice once. I think I'd like to think I've got a logical brain.
Yeah.
And I was worried about doing a big presentation once, and I spoke with somebody and they said, "Why are you worried?" And so I listed the reasons why I was worried, and she said, "Okay, this is going to be recorded.
Yeah.
So you're going to watch it back, and you're going to say whether it was true or false, the things that you were worried about."
Yeah.
So I wrote everything down. Watch the recording, which is always painful when you watch yourself back, but I tried to do it as though it wasn't me, and everything was false. Everything that I was worried about did not come across at all.
Oh, brilliant.
And that was my proof point.
Yeah.
And then beyond that, every time I have this, or I'll mess this up, or I'm not good enough to be here.
Yes.
You step back and say, well, why is that? Where are the facts that prove those things to be true? And they're not there. So we make up our own things that get in the way.
Absolutely.
And we've just got to find our own coping mechanism of dispelling those sort of limiting beliefs that we put on ourselves.
I think that's quite good. It would be good for people younger that are looking for their next step. If they've got a big presentation to do, maybe get someone to video it.
Yeah.
Try it, test it out.
Yeah. I've always
practice in the mirror.
I've always had a bit of a competitive streak as well. And I think that helps as well, because if you are worried about applying for a job or doing something out of your comfort zone, it's always helped me to think, well, who else would do it?
Yeah.
And would they be better? And why wouldn't I do a good job of it? And that's always been quite good.
Oh, that's
for me
really
to
good.
Sort of channel
Self-belief.
when I'm having those moments.
Yeah. No, I think that's very reflective to go through that and to look at the positives out of that. Are there any other takeaways that you could give perhaps the younger female that wants to step onto the leadership ladder?
I would say go for it.
Yeah.
If not you, then who?
Yeah.
And why they're better. I see a lot of females that won't apply for a job or won't put themselves forward to do it because they can probably do about 80% of it.
Yep.
And then I see other people that are more confident, going for it, being totally comfortable with being able to do 50% of it.
Yes.
So I'd really urge people to reflect on that and think, well, 80's fine, 80's brilliant.
Absolutely.
And even 50's good enough sometimes. So just put yourself out there. You're not going to win them all.
Yes.
I definitely haven't. But there's nothing stopping you from putting your hat in the ring. And if it's a no, you've learned something about what you might need to do differently as well.
And is there anything you would, any advice you'd give to your younger self when you originally started your career that perhaps you would have done differently?
I was fierce in the early days.
Were you?
I probably should have had more constraints. Yeah. I just went for it.
Yeah.
I sort of thought, what's the worst that could happen? And then when I got to my late 20s, that self-doubt started to creep in then. I think because I'd got to a level that I probably hadn't imagined was ever possible.
Yeah.
And I had something to lose. At that point, that's when all the self-doubt started creeping in.
Yeah.
And it's taken a while to get rid of some of that baggage. It hasn't stopped me, but it's just been a lot of mental energy that I wish I could have spent on something else. So if I could go back, I would say channel that fierceness and don't let it go. Don't get too distracted about what might go wrong. Keep focusing on what's gone right in the past and what could the future look like.
And that's a good point, because I was just going to say, what would be next for you?
Well, I've got a brilliant business.
Yep.
I look after almost 800,000 customers, small businesses in the UK, and I'm really passionate about that and disrupting that industry.
Yes.
So for the time being, I just really want to get cracking and keep doing more in that space, looking after small businesses. I love what I do, so more of the same, but yeah, I'm not constraining myself like I might once have done.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for your time today.
Thank
you,
you.
Rebecca.